Hi, dear teachers! Congratulations! Tapos na ang isang taon na new normal. Pero, kumusta naman ang mga paperworks natin? SF1, check. SF2, check. Final grades, check. HG or homeroom guidance, check. LDM, check. RPMS portfolio, hindi pa. RPMS e-portfolio, yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon sa video na to. Bago po tayo magsimula sa video na to, nais kong magsabi ng thank you so much po sa mga subscribers and viewers. As a matter of fact, yung homeroom guidance video ko umabot po ng more than 1,000 views. Hello po pala sa dati naming District Supervisor, Ma'am Edna Pineda, and Ma'am Emily Manina. Yan po yung mga previous supervisor ko who really influenced me to be like this. And because of that, I'll be doing more videos that will help my dear teachers. If you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button, i-hit mo na rin ang small bell para maging updated ka sa mga susunod kong videos. Ang RPMS portfolio na ipapakita ko po o ibabahagi ko is for teachers 1 to 3, proficient teachers. I'll be sharing to you how many MOVs that we are going to insert for every objective. Huwag niyo na pong damihan. Kung ilan lang po ang kailangan, yun lang po ang ilalagay natin para hindi po tayo mahirapan. So, ready na po tayo sa paggawa ng RPMS to e-portfolio. RPMS tool for teacher 1 to 3, proficient teachers in the time of COVID-19 school year 2020 to 2021. Here is my sample cover. Sa cover po natin, you may use any background that you would like to use. Sa akin po, nilagyan ko lang po yung title, yung picture ko, and the picture of my principal. And of course, nilagay ko rin po yung tatlong logos. CRA1, Content, Knowledge, and Pedagogy. Objective number 1, applied knowledge of content within and across curriculum teaching areas. For our MOVs, Classroom Observation Tool or the COT rating sheet or Inter-Observer Agreement form. So, I have inserted my 2 COT rating sheet form. For this objective, 2 MOVs are required for the entire school year. So, you may include your 2 COT rating sheet when you had your lesson demonstration. Wala na po kayong idadagdag nun. Yung 2 COT rating sheet, enough na po dito sa objective na to. Objective number 2, ensure the positive use of ICT to facilitate the teaching and learning process. And for the MOVs that we need, activity sheets, 1 lesson from self-learning module, lesson plan, it may be DLP, DLL, WHLP, WLP, WLL, lesson exemplars, and the likes, video lessons, audio lessons, and other learning materials in print or digital format. Just specify and provide annotations if you use other learning materials. For this objective, 2 MOVs are required for the entire school year. You may choose any of the given lists that you give highlights to the positive use of ICT to facilitate learning. Okay, dito po sa objective na to, I've put my DLP that was used during my virtual class observation. I also put my sample module, my virtual class observation documentation, and online quiz that we had after the virtual class observation. Objective number 3, applied a range of teaching strategies to develop critical and creative thinking as well as other higher order thinking skills. For this objective, 2 MOVs are required for the entire school year. You may choose any of the given lists that give highlights to the objective number 3. And for my MOVs, I have chosen 2 among the lists. I have lesson from SLM, and I have inserted my sample module, and of course, my activity sheet. CRA 2, Diversity of Learners and Assessment and Reporting. Objective number 4, establish a learner-centered culture by using teaching strategies that respond to their linguistic, cultural, socioeconomic, and religious backgrounds. And again, for this objective, 2 MOVs are required for the entire school year. You may choose any of the given lists that give highlights to the objective number 4. For my MOVs, because we cater modular distance learning, I have made some video lessons for my class uploaded in my YouTube channel that was shared to them weekly. And also I have the WHLP as another MOV for this objective. Objective number 5, planned and delivered teaching strategies that are responsive to the special educational needs of learners in difficult circumstances including geographic isolation, chronic illness, displacement due to armed conflict, urban resettlement or disasters, child abuse, and child labor practices. For our MOVs, we will be needing only the COT rating sheet. 2 COT rating sheet will do from an online observation of online synchronous teaching, or if you don't have online observation, you may use an observation of a video lesson that is SLM based or MELC aligned. If option number 1 and 2 are not possible, an observation of a demonstration teaching via LAC session. For my MOVs, I have inserted my 2 COT rating sheet that was done during my virtual class observation, and I have inserted also the documentation of my 2 virtual observation based from the SLMs. Objective number 6, use strategies for providing timely, accurate, and constructive feedback to improve learner performance. So, in here, you will also be needing at least two of the following lists. So, in here, I have inserted some of the activity sheets of my learners with feedback to improve learner performance. For my second MOV, I have inserted my online quiz that we have and the responses of my pupils. Objective number 7, selected, developed, organize, and use appropriate teaching and learning resources, including ICT, to address learning goals. For the MOVs, you will be needing 2 COT rating sheet based from an online observation or a video lesson observation or even a demonstration teaching via LAC session. So for my MOVs, I have inserted my 2 rating sheet, the COT 1 and COT 2 for my virtual class observation, as well as the documentation that we had for my virtual observation. I also inserted my PowerPoint presentation for my observation classes, highlighting the use of ICT. Objective number 8, set achievable and appropriate learning outcomes that are aligned with learning competencies. For the MOVs, 1 lesson plan from self-learning module We have lecture, discussion, activity or activity sheets, performance tasks, rubric for assessing performance using criteria that appropriately describe the target output. And for my MOV, I have inserted one lesson plan, my DLP, coming from the self-learning module during my virtual class observation. CRA number 4, community linkages and professional engagement and personal and professional growth. Objective number 9, build relationships with parents, guardians, and the wider school community to facilitate involvement in the educative process. In this po, you may submit at least 4 of the acceptable MOV. The kind of MOV can be submitted more than once. Ibig sabihin, pwede po natin siyang ulitin. It could be 2 MOVs for teacher or parent-teacher logs, screenshot of correspondence with parents via online platform to merit the outstanding inefficiency for these objectives. For my Objective number 10, participated in professional networks to share knowledge and to enhance practice. Different kinds of acceptable MOV under efficiency means each type of MOV can be submitted only once. So kahit alin po dito, at least 4 acceptable MOVs ang pwede niyong pagpilian. Provided hindi po sila pwedeng umulit. So it could be one certificate of participation in a webinar or another certification of recognition, proof of participation in benchmarking, or proof of participation in a LAC session. For my first MOV, I have the certificate of participation in a webinar. For my second MOV, I have the certificate of recognition or speakership. And for my third MOV, I inserted the proof of participation in a benchmarking activity. And for my fourth MOV and the last MOV for the objective 10, I have the proof of participation in school LAC session. Objective number 11, develop a personal improvement plan based on reflection of one's practice and ongoing professional learning. For our main MOV, we have the individual performance and commitment review form and development plan, or the IPCRF and our DP. In this objective, we have also supporting MOVs. So dito po, pwedeng mag-submit ng more than one, pwedeng umulit, but we can submit at least 4 of these acceptable supporting MOV. For my MOV, I have inserted the automated individual performance commitment and review form, or the IPCRF, and my development plan, or DP. I also included my notes and reflection notes based from my LAC session, the reflection of my personal notes, providing 2 of my reflections in my inset, and for the last CRA 5, the plus factor. Objective number 12 for CRA 5, perform various related works or activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. The following are the list of MOVs that we can use. You may submit at least 4 of the acceptable MOV that we have in the list. You may submit more than once of the MOVs. Ibig sabihin po, pwede pong dala-dalawa, pwedeng isa lang na iba-iba, at least 4 po dito sa MOVs na nakalista. Hindi naman kailangan na lahat po meron tayo. So, pwede pong dalawang committee involvement, dalawa pong mentoring or participation in demonstration teaching para hindi po tayo mahirapan. Thank you so much po sa pananood. So, I guess, hindi na po tayo mahihirapan sa paggawa ng ating RPMS e-portfolio. Editable templates and samples are available in the description box. Just click on the link para po may magamit kayo. Insert lang kayo ng insert ng mga MOVs. So, nandun na po lahat yung. Click nyo lang po ang description box. Sana po nakatulong na naman po ako sa ating mga mahal na katulad na guro. If you have comments or topics to suggest, just click or write it in the comment section and I'll really find time to do it. You may also give me direct message on my Facebook account para po matugunan ko kagad ang inyong katanungan or gustong topic. That ends our video. Thank you so much!